All right, y'all. I got another one for you from It's Complicated channel. Dating is dead. Rules of modern dating. Let's get it. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Shout out to It's Complicated channel.
What is your best dating or relationship advice?
Oh, okay. Keep dating. Yeah, keep dating. Don't live in a farm. Live, I like to open graze. So keep dating. Keep on having fun.
Would you ever take advice from somebody who didn't follow their own advice?
Yes, I do that. I do that all the time. Yes.
What qualifies a person to be able to give good advice?
Oh, I mean, wow.
How about if they show their work?
Experience.
But isn't everyone's experience different?
Yes, everybody's experience is different.
Well, in the world of dating, everything is like a lot of shit is subjective because how one person may treat you, a different person might treat you differently. Everyone's not going to treat everybody the exact same. That's the thing about dating and mating.
Right about that. We were just talking about that.
Isn't everyone's experience different?
Yes.
So, I mean, can you follow advice if everyone's experience is different?
That's true. That's a good point. Okay. I guess it depends on the situation that you're in.
Okay. So does that mean
Like I said, everyone's dating experience is going to be different. Some people are going to have more success at it because genuinely more people of whoever they're attracted to, if you're liked by a lot, like if you're a guy that's obviously going to be liked by a lot of chicks, then a lot of you're not going to have much issues. You're not going to have much bad things to say about dating and mating. But if you're a guy that struggles a lot, you're going to have more negative things to say, and that's where the language barrier comes in.
it's okay to make generalizations?
No.
Well, once again, if you couldn't make generalizations, how would anyone give advice?
Oh my God. You.
One thing I like about this channel, this guy asks a lot of good questions that really gets them like,
Got a point.
Would you ever take advice from a personal trainer who was fat or a dentist who had rotten teeth?
Hell no, who would?
No.
Okay, so wouldn't you say you have to lead by example?
Yes.
How are you supposed to back up what you're saying if you can't live by it?
What qualifies a person to be able to give good advice?
Somebody that practices what
Showing the work.
they preach.
Practice. You can take advice, but it's who you get it from too that matters.
So don't you think that people should lead by example?
This guy in his Deadpool costume is mad goofy.
Lead by example when you're giving advice. Yes. When you're leading, when you're in a leading position, that's what you should do.
Do you think dating is dead?
Yes, I think dating is dead. People don't know how to
If so,
court.
who killed it?
Men.
Of course, man, killed.
Why?
They don't know how to be gentlemen anymore. They don't know how to court women.
Do you think women today are more interested in relationships or hookups?
Relationships, but
Bullshit.
I think people like to say that it's hookups.
Dating is dead, and I feel like people date for the wrong reason. They don't date to
Oh man, they all want some clout back there.
trying to find love and happiness and have family.
Okay, if dating is dead, who killed it?
I would say women.
True or false? True or false? Men are success objects, women are sex objects.
That's true in this society.
So why do women complain about being sexually objectified when women do the same thing to men?
This is okay when they do it.
Damn. That's a good question. I can't
It's
answer
kind
that.
of a double
But they
standard.
can't because they benefit from being victims of sexual objectification while they get to do the same thing to men. But men don't complain about that because for a lot of great reasons, men don't really get the same amount of compliments and attention women get. It's like it's two completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
It is a little bit.
It's kind of hypocritical, right?
Yeah.
Okay, are women surprised that men have a hard time respecting them when they're hypocrites?
We are surprised, but we shouldn't be.
Hypocrisy.
Aha.
Yeah, I take my cake and eat it too.
So why do women complain about men not trusting them when they're often acting like hypocrites?
Why would I trust somebody that switch up on me whenever she doesn't get shit her way?
Women often complain about men being selfish lovers. Who do you think is more selfish? Men inside the bedroom or women outside the
Oh
bedroom?
my God, women! Women is so selfish.
Why?
Because they know that they got the goods, and they like to play our human nature against us.
Okay, that's something I can agree with right there.
They want to demoralize you and criminalize you for having natural, off your basic natural instincts.
Yeah, most women know that most men want sex, and they can use that now. In today's time, that gives them the ability to get whatever they want out of a man. Let's be real. Out of a man that's a total idiot and doesn't realize what's going on. They can get whatever they want out of those guys. Guys that know what the deal is, they're the ones who's gonna make it tough for other women. But let's continue.
And that is a crime. It's not my fault I like to have sex. You don't like to have sex? Get the fuck out the room. Or it's not my fault you like to go shopping. You know, I do stuff for you. You do stuff for me.
Men inside the bedroom.
Okay, why? What makes men selfish?
A lot of times it's just about their pleasure, not the woman's pleasure.
Okay, but aren't women awfully selfish outside the bedroom?
I think she'll say no to this.
I think it depends on the woman, but no.
Well, I mean, isn't the whole courtship process all about the woman?
Yes, but I think that's because the fact that, I mean, we've been programmed to think men are the ones who are supposed to be the providers, the givers.
Okay, but aren't men?
Men have always been providers, like, since the beginning of time, and protectors. Like, I don't know what planet she lives on.
Men programmed a certain way as well. Why does a woman's program?
Well, how is the man programmed?
Well, man's expected to basically take on the responsibility of being a protector and provider for a woman. Why do women often pride themselves on having their own money, their own job, their own place, when those are the expected qualities of any standard adult?
Okay, because they're trying to show the independency. Independence, okay, then well, don't do shit for me. Take me out.
Because I think a lot of times society pins us as gold diggers. So if you don't have that, maybe, and you look for those qualities in a man, you're automatically pinned as.
Society pushes this whole strong independent thing on women because they want to turn women into men and men into women. They want men to be dependent on women just like women were dependent on men for so long. But here in the West, they want to flip that upside down and just take away the natural balance of things. Men and women are supposed to complement each other, not compete with each other. We each have what the other doesn't.
As a gold digger. And if you do have those qualities and you still look for that in a man, like a man that's as established as you, some people might think like, oh, your standards are too high. When it's I'm asking for a man to take care of himself the way I'm taking care of myself.
Because the thing is like, okay, if you have your house, you have your crib and everything, I don't need that from you. What I need you to do for me is bear my kids, our kids, and, be like Jim yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be feminine. Be you, be a woman, and I'll be a man. And because the thing is like, if you already providing things, I'm going to be providing for you, then what do you need me for?
Oh, these are things that as adults we have to do anyway. So in my world, you don't get that many points for taking care of your own shit.
We live in a society.
Yeah, I'm never gonna pat on the back just for doing what I'm supposed to do. It's expected, but for some reason, society loves patting women on the back for being functioning, just simple functioning. It's like, nah, it's not really an accomplishment. This is what you're supposed to do when you grow up and you're on your own. Like, you have to take care of your shit, otherwise you end up homeless.
Society where a lot of women, if you're single and alone and have your own place, you're pinned as like a spinster or whatever.
That is a spinster.
Whereas if a man has those same things, they're like, oh, well established. He has his life together.
When those are the expected qualities of any standard adult.
Because women feel like pussy rule the world, so they feel like they entitled to the outlet.
Well, why would that make women any more special than it would make a man?
Because the way God and the way the earth is created is a woman's vagina help the world go around. So a guy have to feel empowered and relaxed after they get a little pussy, so pussy rules the world.
But at the same time, though.
No, it doesn't, man. Stop it. Pussy does not rule the world, because if it did, it would go shit.
I mean, why does a woman's vagina rule the world when women can't conceive without a man?
Because you and 80%. No, I can't say that. A lot of men can't function without a woman.
Okay, but
bro, what are you talking about?
At the same time, didn't men build and maintain most of the world?
There you go.
I think it will equal.
What?
Stop it. Okay, yeah, that dude, I can't take anything he says seriously. That's a huge L for
So many
him.
people say
if he
pussy
really
runs
believes
the
that.
world.
Because we do.
Do you think there was ever a time when pussy didn't run the world?
No.
Wouldn't women always had power?
Yes.
So why are women complaining about past oppression if they always had pussy power?
Ooh, good question. Here we go. Let's see what she has to say.
I think it's because the guys think they have the power and it's a manipulation game to keep us below, to keep.
No, women have. The only reason women have power is because men gave it to them. They didn't just earn that power on their own. That's never happened.
Us under.
Okay, well, do women want to be equal or do women want to be superior?
Superior.
Superior.
Okay, then why do women say they want equality when they actually want superiority?
Because they don't want to be equal to men at all. They understand if they have actual power over men, that's going to be more fulfilling in their minds than actually being equal to us.
Because maybe it's our manipulation game for you men.
Okay, what advice would you give to the men who don't trust women?
Don't trust us.
Okay.
Stick to that
Okay, I'll give her credit for being honest about that.
advice.
That's honest. Does the fact that women no longer need men mean that the main reason women were with men was because they had to be?
Yes.
Well, wouldn't that prove that men were often seen as a utility to be used?
Yeah. No, I think
No, I think it is because women back then, they felt if you
They all gave different answers. Like, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Here we go.
didn't have a man, if you weren't married by
you're
a certain
seen as
age,
like unvaluable.
you were seen as like you weren't worth enough.
Yeah.
And
Well, then how is that different than men objectifying women?
Very different. Because when men objectify women, it's in a sexual way. When women needed men, it was for literally everything.
Like
I mean,
opening up a pickle jar.
we couldn't vote not that long ago.
Not that. I want
Like, I'm sorry, but that's really all I need a man
Yeah, I
for.
mean, when men objectify women, it's very,
It's always about like
and it's disgusting.
Sexual and assault.
with
insulting.
men, it was more a materialistic standpoint. With women, it's more objectified by our bodies.
And there's
Yeah, when see everything to make if it wasn't for men objectifying women, a lot of women would have no confidence. Yeah, I said it. They wouldn't have confidence if men didn't objectify them because, like, hell, if men just completely ignore women, regardless of how pretty or ugly they are, a lot of them probably think they're ugly because men aren't paying attention to them at all. They're not going to want female validation from each other. At least that's how I see it.
There's
Like-
still women that think like
Yeah.
that to this day, that they do
Yeah.
need a man to
and that's
live
them.
in a house.
That's them. Like,
Do you consider sex work to be real work?
Yes.
Of course they do.
Why are women more accepting of women who can sell sex, but are less likely to accept a man who can buy it?
Because usually the intent of a man buying it is usually just not.
And
if you
also
can go out
most-
and have sex with a woman without having to pay for it, that says a lot.
Well, I mean, isn't that shaming your own customers?
Well, also
Ooh.
women who sell sex nowadays is because they have to. They don't really have a choice.
Yes, they do have a choice. They don't have to do that if they really don't want to. They think they don't have a choice because let me stop. They don't. No, let me keep going. They really do have a choice whether they do or want to or not. I mean, no one's forcing them to do any of this. If you ask me.
Well, how can you be a victim of your own product?
Well, it's not you're not a victim.
I still think you're a victim to sex work. A lot of women are.
Stop it.
Well, I think a lot of women are.
We have
gotta
to
go.
So you don't think that women
They conveniently want to leave. The conversation got too real for them. You see that?
objectify men financially?
That depends on the individual themselves.
I mean, you don't think that you never heard of a gold digger?
I'm
No,
not
what about
saying that
what
at
about the other
all.
way around?
Well, I'm not saying that men don't objectify women sexually, but I'm just saying that what gives women the right to complain about being sexually objectified when
I
women
don't
often
think anything does.
women often objectify men financially, correct? So it goes both ways. Why is it okay to set?
Depends on the individual because you can't say
No.
that women.
How many titty bars are on each block? How many dick bars are on each block? It's completely different.
Do you believe that sex work is real work?
I believe any work that you think is work.
Why are women more accepting of a woman who can sell sex, but are less likely to accept a man who can buy it? Wouldn't that be shaming your own customer?
Because like if you treat her, look, a woman sees like if a man comes out of pocket to give one, for like sex and things like that, she's gonna look at him as a customer and lose all respect for that type of guy versus a guy who, she actually likes. She'll actually respect the dude she actually likes. If a dude has to give her money just for some play, like she's never gonna respect it because the only way she will have sex with him is if he pays her out of pocket.
Customers.
This is so one-sided.
I don't
I'm
know,
kind
I
of
just
against
love you.
doing this.
Thank you so much.
Because a lot of women are one-sided. They one-sided and they don't believe in men's rights no more. Now they got these bullshit little rights here and there and stuff, and they doing their feminine shit, but they disrespecting us too at the end of the day.
Right. So what advice would you give to the men who don't trust women?
I'm going to tell y'all, keep on not trusting them. Hide your buckets, hide everything.
I'm starting to think you think women ain't shit.
Right. Well, once again.
Wow. Oh, wow. This dude figured it out. Maybe he's not dumb after all.
I think that perhaps maybe women overvalue themselves in society. What do you think?
In certain situations, it's only people that feel like that deeply is people that have been hurt.
Well, at the same time, can you name anybody in relationships who hasn't been hurt? Hasn't everybody been hurt?
I think a woman get hurt more than a man.
Based on what?
Because if you penetrate a woman enough,
he really has no way to prove that women get hurt more than men or the other. Look, see this guy now. He finally realizes what the interviewer here is all about, but then again, he refers back to his default programming with what he's just saying right now.
You will wear her vagina out. A man can fuck 1,000 girls a day and still be in good shape.
Do you think that being emotional entitles anyone to sympathy or special treatment?
Yes.
Seriously, yeah. This dude's an entire simp.
What do you mean?
If they're emotional, then you should. If you're emotional, attracted to somebody, got emotional relationship with someone, yeah, you should treat them kind of, you know.
Yeah, kind of.
Why do so many women?
Yeah, treat them kind of, y'all know what he's trying to say. Let me know in the comments below.
Need to be right, even if they're wrong.
Oh my gosh. I mean, women, they're always right, buddy. Like, they have the power to be right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'd rather be right. I love women, so yeah, they right all the time.
Okay, so why is there so much talk about the fragile male ego as opposed to the fragile female ego?
So if someone feels the need to be right all the time, no matter what they say, even if they're dead ass wrong, they're the ones with the fragile ego. Someone who can admit that they're wrong does not have a fragile ego.
Oh, okay, because it's feminism. As us being men, we have to be very hard. We got to be hard, but we don't really focus on the insights of the woman ego, like being soft, being directly. Okay, you don't have to keep on proving yourself. You're a woman, I'm a man. There's no competition here. It's about equal. We need to be more equal.
No, we don't need to be more equal. That will never happen.
Do you think anybody just deserves respect without earning it?
Hell no.
No.
So why do so many women think they just deserve respect without earning it?
Because their egos completely trump their logic.
Because their ego.
Okay. Why is there so much talk about the fragile male ego as opposed to the fragile female ego?
Because guys are not supposed to have a fragile ego. It's the.
Well, who gets to determine what guys should or should not have?
Uh-oh.
That's not for me to determine. I don't know. That's the individual.
All right. Can you think of a time where being emotional got you into trouble?
Yes.
Has there ever been a time where being rational kept you out of trouble?
Yes.
Can you think of any situation where being rational wouldn't outweigh being emotional?
No.
Many women want men to be more emotional. Why should men be expected to be more emotional like women instead of women expected to be more rational like men?
Because a woman, it's just like having a daughter. A guy can have a son and have a daughter, but he'll be more lenient to the daughter. So, I guess this is how the universe have presented itself.
So why do you think so many women say they want equality when they actually want special treatment?
What kind of special treatment did you think they want?
They want special treatment because they're more emotional, right?
Right.
So once again, why do women say they want equality when they actually want special treatment? Because they're emotional.
Because that is a form of gaslighting when they keep demanding equality when they don't want that anyway. But men got to do a better job and stop taking that mess seriously.
Because a woman go off their emotions.
Right. So basically,
Just like a guy. If a guy was raised by his mother,
right,
he's emotional.
I blame the better
Yeah, he would know.
males that give respect to women that don't deserve it. Meaning, if a woman do something foul, you need to speak on it instead of being pussy. And you just because you want to be just because you want some pussy from the woman, it doesn't mean you have to be extra nice. No, you have to. If she do something foul, you gotta speak out on it. Be like, hey, look, this right here, we not condoning that. You can't do that. Ooh.
Men have built the society and the way that shit is rolling around that we just go with the flow as though they built it.
are there things in the patriarchy that benefit women? Well, how would you define patriarchy?
They couldn't answer that question. Why? Why? They did not want to answer that.
What does that mean?
The system that within we're in, that men built this, and that we're just within the system that men built.
The whole reason the men built society to make it easier for women. That's why we make washing machines and dishwashers and things like that, to make simple things like simple housework for women easier.
Okay, so you don't think that there's anything in the patriarchy that benefits women?
I didn't say that. I was thinking, but you.
Okay, go ahead. What was your answer to that?
I'd say probably.
They really can't think of an answer?
Probably sex sells, beauty, shit like that.
Wow, that's it. Of course. Simple-minded.
Okay. Well, once again, if all the men in the world were gay, how would sex sell?
Damn, you're right.
Right.
Then they'd be gay.
So
I guess we're talking about
heterosexuality. They'd be buying a different type of sex.
Right. Well, then I'm saying, like, doesn't the fact that men objectify women sexually mean that women are able to basically sell sex and get power?
They all said,
It's like women just take advantage of the fact that men are just gonna, like, it's just they're taking back
Women take advantage of male thirst, and they profit off male thirst.
the power, basically. So if men are gonna be already objectifying women and doing what they do and spending money on, like, whatever they spend money on, those women that are doing whatever they're doing, they're just taking that power back, and they're like, okay, well, I'm finna make some money if you're gonna be an asshole anyways.
All right, that's the end of the video, y'all. My final thoughts are this. Is dating dead? Yes. I don't see it ever coming back ever in my lifetime. My 30, like, with the questions being asked, like, they couldn't even answer simple questions like, oh, how does patriarchy benefit women? They're like, they really didn't want to answer that. They didn't want to answer that at all. All in all, yeah, dating is dead. That's all I got to say about that. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with what's being said in the video? Were there some parts that were kind of taken out of context? Let's talk about the comment section. Holla at y'all later. Peace.